Hey everyone, Shelly here. Greetings from my new yoga space to yours. I've definitely missed being in the studio and seeing everyone. Hope everyone is well. I am happy though that we can continue to practice together in this way. And today I'm going to share with you a slow flow, about an hour long practice. And today I will be using at least one block. So if you have a block or two, go ahead and grab that. We will be on our knees for a little bit of time through this first sequence. So if you need a little extra padding, maybe grab a blanket, an extra mat to double up. And when you're ready, I will meet you in reclining butterfly. So making your way there. And so as you kind of feel your way into this posture, just bringing the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall wide. Arms go where they feel the most restful. And once you get to that spot, just allow the eyes to soften and close. And let's take these first few moments just to kind of settle in. Starting to tune into all those familiar things of your practice. Starting by drawing the attention inward and just feeling the gentle pressure into the back of the pelvis, the mid-back. As you kind of sink into that support of the ground, just allowing those muscles to settle just a bit. Just really starting to tune in to that feel of your natural breath. Rise and fall of the chest. That gentle wave-like sound. That feel on the upper lip of the breath coming and going. Just take 2 more breaths here. Good. On your next breath in, go ahead and draw the knees together. Bring the knees towards the chest, give them a nice big squeeze, and just start to kind of wake up the low back a little. So taking these kind of bigger circles with the knees, and rocking from side to side, and then just changing direction. Just kind of tuning into your starting point here. Good. And then from there, you're just going to fall right over onto your right side. That fetal posture. And then from there, you're going to bring your arms straight out in front. So left palm sits right on top of the right palm. And on the next breath in, go ahead and take that top palm, the left palm, and you're going to trace a half circle up and over the head, opening into a spinal twist. On the exhale, close those arms. Left arm comes across. And again, inhale, open. And exhale, close. One more, follow the breath. Big breath in. And then this time, just rest in that spinal twist. Just kind of feel that open space. And we're going to really activate the core pretty early here. So on your next breath in, go ahead and bring the fingertips behind the ears. You're going to stay in that twist. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, you're just going to curl straight up. So kind of that side crunch. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, curl up. Really feel that squeeze at the top. Inhale, lower down. Exhale up. Take a few rounds on your own, starting to link breath with movement. Feeling that pause at the bottom of the exhale, that squeeze. And then inhale, releasing. Few more. Following that rhythm of the breath, last two. On the next inhale, go ahead and lower down, arms come into a T. Take a breath here in that twist. And we'll change sides. On the next breath in, draw the knees back through center. Wrap the hands around the knees, flex the feet, curl the forehead towards the knees. Take a breath here. Kind of reset the spine. And then inhale, lower down. And you're just going to roll right over to that left side now, that fetal posture. Extend the arms straight out in front, palm to palm. On the next breath in, trace that half circle. Inhale to that spinal twist. On the exhale, close the palms. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. One more. Inhale. And then just relax into that twist. That soundtrack of the breath, creating some calm. And let's light up this side of the core a little. So on the breath in, bring the fingertips behind the ears. Take that big breath in. On the exhale, crunch up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Few rounds on your own. Your rhythm, your pace. And again, full inhales, complete exhales. Take two more. Beautiful. On that next breath in, just release into that twist. Take a breath here. And again, inhale the knees back through center. You're going to squeeze the knees towards the chest, round the forehead, reset the spine. And then on the inhale, come back down. This time, feet extend to the sky, that candlestick pose. And just check in there. Kind of flex through the feet, press up through the heels, engaging the front of the thighs. And we're going to work the core a little bit more this morning. So what we're going to do is first really work to kind of plug the small of the back into the mat. So you're kind of pressing the small of the back. Keep it nice and sturdy there. Go ahead and bring the arms up to the sky. And then on your next inhale, you're going to slowly release that right foot towards the mat. Let it hover. Flex through the left foot. Again, small of the back plugged into the mat. All the attention there. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, you're just going to crunch your knee towards your chest. Inhale, kick it long. Exhale, squeeze it in. Few rounds just like this. Inhales, kick it long. Exhale, squeeze it in. So just that subtle movement. And again, attention to that low back. We're going to take three more. Good. Now the next time you extend that leg out, hold there, breathe there. We're going to take three big deep breaths. That core is nice and engaged. No fingers between the mat and the low back. Beautiful. Exhale, bring those knees in, give them a squeeze. And we'll change sides. Feet to the sky. Arms lift. Flex through the feet. Again, really root in the low back. On the breath in, just release that left heel towards the mat. Let it hover. Kind Kind of check in with the length. Take a big breath in. And then on the exhale, squeeze the knee towards the chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Few more rounds. Following that rhythm of your breath. Taking your time. Sometimes when we use momentum, we kind of cheat the muscles out of doing the work. So see if you can really concentrate on that gentle squeeze. Take 2 more. And next time that leg extends long, hold there. Flex through the feet. Core engaged, nice and strong. Shoulders are soft. Take 3 more breaths. Awesome. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze. Take a few rocks from side to side. And you're going to go ahead and grab your block. So from here, you're going to plant the feet on the mat. Heels kind of come close to those sit bones. You're going to place your block right in between the thighs. And from there, we're going to come into a bridge pose. So first create that engagement of the inner thigh. Squeeze the block gently. And then on the inhale, lift the hips to the sky. And just kind of breathe here for a moment. Kind of get that stability there. Glutes are gently engaged but not clenching. And go ahead and take a big breath in. On the exhale, you're going to slowly lower those hips down. So in the meantime, just keeping that engagement of the inner thigh. Inhale back to the top. Exhale, lower down. Now if you want to work the shoulders a little bit as well, on the inhale, you're going to rotate those arms up. On the exhale, rotate them down. Few rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take 3 more. Your rhythm. Last one. When you come to the top of that bridge, hold that space. That gentle squeeze of the thighs. And let's take 2 more breaths. Exhale, hips come down. Set that block aside. And hug the knees into the chest. And just start to create some momentum front to back. Rock yourself all the way up and through to a table pose. Hands and knees. And then just checking in with that alignment, kind of stacking your bones, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and just a couple cat-cows. So on the exhale, press down firm through the hands. Lift that space between the shoulder blades. On the inhale, tailbone lifts, belly flattens, gaze comes up. And exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, lengthen. One more. Exhale, tuck and round. And then just come back through that neutral table. We're going to wake up the toes a little. So if you can, curl those toes under. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, sink that right hip back towards the right heel. Swing the hips around. Inhale, come forward. And just a couple of these table circles here. So inhales, you kind of work into the wrists. Exhales, you'll work into the toes and the hips. And go ahead and change direction. And one more to the left. Come back through that neutral table. And let's get into the wrists a little bit more. You're going to flip your fingertips so that they face back towards your knees. Many of you working from home now and maybe not the most ergonomically suited places that you're working in. So just kind of working out those kinks here. Go ahead and tuck the toes and then see if you can sit the hips back just far enough to feel a stretch into the front of the forearm, into the toes. This generally feels a little uncomfortable. So again, use your breath. We'll take 3 more here. Come on back through center, flip those fingers around, maybe shake them out a little. And we'll build our first flow. So on the next breath in, you're going to extend the right leg back behind you. And just kind of check in here. So heel in line with the hip, press down through the hands, kind of lift that space between the shoulders. And if you're pretty stable here, pretty steady here, maybe you extend the left arm out to the front, that full spinal balance. Take 1 more breath here. And now take a big breath in. On the exhale, elbow to knee, big squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. This time on the exhale, swing the right leg to the right, left arm to the left. Hold there, breathe there. You can always bend that knee if that's better suited. Take 1 more breath. Inhale, back through center. Plant the hands, step the right foot forward, grounded crescent. Inhale, arms reach up. Maybe you take the gaze up, just really create some length. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, find those cactus arms so that chest kind of stretches forward. Big breath in, arms reach up. On the exhale, take a twist to the right, arms in a T. And just noticing that rotation. Big breath in, come back through center, look up. On the exhale, dragonfly twist. Plant the left hand, possibly coming up off that back knee, right fingertips to the sky. And press down firm through that right footprint. Kind of wake up that right leg. On the exhale, right hand comes inside that right foot in this kind of long lizard lunge. And we're going to take a couple push-ups here. So from this place, take a big breath in. On the exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, bend. So really getting into that hip flexor, inner thigh. Exhale, bend. Inhale, back to the top. Drop the back knee. Find that lizard stretch. Chest pulls forward. And then on the next exhale, sink the hips back, half-seated splits. Come on forward, plant those hands, step back to a plank pose, breathing here for 3 deep breaths. Really engage that entire front body. Drop the knees, child's pose, hips sink back. And we'll share all that on the left. So find that table pose, left leg extends long. And just checking in here. Kind of feeling all the muscles along that left leg, that extension, the arch of the left foot. Now if you feel pretty steady here, lift the right arm forward, that full spinal balance. Couple breaths here. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, elbow to knee squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. This time swing the arm to the right, leg to the left. Again, you can always bend that left knee, but press down firm to that left palm. Kind of take that buckle out of the elbow. Inhale, back through center. Plant the hand, step the left foot forward, grounded crescent. Inhale, arms lift. And just feel that nice stretch the waist, the hip flexor. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, cactus arms. Just feel that stretch there. Inhale back to the top. Exhale, twist to the left. Arms in a T. Inhale back through center. Exhale, dragonfly twist. Right hand plants. Come up off the back knee possibly. Rotate the left fingertips to the sky. Active, active legs. Plant the left hand inside that left foot. Find that nice long stance. Take the gaze forward. Big breath in. And on the exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back to the top. Drop the knee. Find that lizard stretch. Chest pulls forward. And on your next exhale, hips sink back, half-seated splits. That hamstring's really tight. You can kind of place a soft bend in the knee. If you need a little more stretch, toes curl back towards you. Good. Inhale, come forward. Step back to that plank pose. Take 3 big deep breaths here. Breath building strength. Drop those knees. Hips sink back. Find a child's pose. And we'll make this a little more dynamic this round. Add a little bit. Inhale, come back to that table pose. Right leg goes long. Once you got your balance, left arm in front. Big breath in. Exhale, elbow to knee squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Swing that leg to the right, arm to the left. One extra breath here. Inhale, back through center. Plant the hand, right foot steps forward, grounded crescent. Inhale, look up, reach up. Next, exhale, cactus arms. Just feel the chest open. Inhale, back to the top. Exhale, twist to the right. Arms in a T. Inhale, back through center. Plant that left hand, dragonfly twist, possibly coming up off the back knee. Right hand plants inside that right foot. Find some length. And then exhale, bend the elbows once. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last time. Exhale. Inhale to the top. Drop the back knee. Take a breath here. Next, exhale. Sink the hips back, half-seated splits. Big stretch. And then take that right hand outside the right foot. We're going to come into standing splits. Left toes lift, press down to lift up. Now on the exhale, you're going to take that foot wide, hips sink down, find a yoga squat. So if that is a lot for the ankles and the knees, you can always place that block under the seat. But take a breath here. Good, and then we're gonna kind of build the breath a little more here. So on the exhale, plant the hands, hips to the sky, standing forward fold. Inhale, sink right back down to that yoga squat, tall chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, yoga squat. One more. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, yoga squat. This time plant those hands. Exhale, Standing forward fold. On the breath in, roll your spine up nice and tall. Arms circle at the top. Exhale, feet together, palms to heart center. Take a breath here. Next breath in, arms reach up. Side bend to the right. Inhale back through center, get tall. Side bend to the left. Big breath in, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, get that half lift. Plant the hands, step back. Plank pose, 3 breaths. Drop the knees, hips sink back, child's pose. Good. Inhale, come back to that table. This time, left leg goes long. When you're ready, right arm forward. Take a breath here. Find stability. Next, exhale, elbow to knee squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, swing the arm and the leg. Take a full breath. Inhale, back through center. Plant your hands. Step the left foot forward, grounded crescent. Inhale, arms lift. So muscles really warming up now. Maybe a little more room. On the exhale, find those cactus arms. Big stretch. Inhale back to the top. Exhale, take that twist to the left. Maybe that thoracic spine growing a little more. Inhale back through center. Dragonfly twist. Right hand plants. Lift the back knee. Fingertips to the sky. Left hand plants inside. Find that long stretch. And then on the exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale to the top. Exhale, bend. Inhale. One more. Inhale to the top, drop the back knee, big stretch through the chest. From here, half-seated splits. And pull the weight forward, standing splits. Right toes get tall. Step that foot wide, yoga squat, hips sink low. And we're gonna really fire up these legs now. So go ahead and take one more breath here. And then on your next breath in, you're gonna press your seat high enough just to get the thighs off the calves. So you're still in this nice low squat here. Arms reach straight out in front. That's a lot for the shoulders. They can come to heart center or behind. But see if you can really sit down into the heels. And then drawing in those deep, full breaths. Bringing all that good oxygen, nourishment to the muscles. And we're gonna breathe here for 5 more. Just feel that internal heat rising. One more. Awesome. On the exhale, fold forward. And big breath in, roll your spine up. Inhale those arms overhead. This time on the exhale, you're going to step your left foot behind the right ankle. Take a side bend to the right. Good. Now if you can, keep those ankles where they are. Inhale, look up. On the exhale, fold over those crossed legs. So this kind of helps to get a little more stretch into the outer left hip there. You might feel that in the back of the left pelvis, if you have some tightness there. And let's go ahead and take 2 more breaths here, just because it feels nice. On the breath in, come halfway up, uncross the ankles. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, reach up, and take that to the left now. So right ankle behind left, side bending to the left. Inhale those arms back through center, and then exhale, fold over cross legs. And let's take 4 big deep breaths here. Maybe tuck that chin, allow the neck to be long. Inhale, come halfway up, uncross those feet. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back to a plank pose. Now, you can hang out here for 3 breaths or take that vinyasa. So if you're taking the vinyasa, come on forward, elbows tight, lower halfway down, flip the feet, press the chest forward, and this time tuck those toes, downward facing dog. And just take a few breaths. First one of the practice today. Kind of walk yourself into your hips a little. Hamstrings a little more awake now, so might have a little more flexibility there. And we're gonna warm these muscles up a little bit more. So on your next breath in, go ahead and lift your right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog, and make it spacious. So bend that knee, kind of stack the hips, maybe you point those toes in the direction of that left elbow. Take a big breath here. Now for this first one, we're going to do 3 repetitions. So big breath in. On the exhale, knee to left elbow, big squeeze. Inhale, back up and open. And exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. And then inhale, lift it up. This time step your foot forward, crescent warrior, that full expression now. So if you can, coming up off the back knee, kind of anchor into the ball of that back foot. Nice and stable. Maybe the gaze lifts. And take one more breath here. Now on the exhale, swing the arms behind you, lightning bolt. Get long through the chest, engagement all the way to the fingertips. Holding that lunge, 2 more breaths. Good, big breath in, press through the foot, sky archer. Straighten that front leg, side bending to the back of the mat. And on the exhale, find side angle pose. Forearm to thigh, left arm sweeps up and over. And tendency in this pose is for that knee to kind of want to tip in. So see if you can engage the outer hip, pull the knee to the pinky side. And if that forearm is on the thigh, it's just resting there. So the leg is doing all the work. Take 2 more breaths. And then you're going to wrap the left hand behind, possibly. You can get it in the crease of the hip. Go for it. And then possibly extend that right arm forward. Couple breaths here. Good. Now take all that length. Straighten the front leg. Right hand to shin or ankle. Left arm stretches up and open, triangle pose. You can always place that hand on your block as well. And let's extend this stretch a little bit today. So if you're good where you are, this is where you stay. If you want that extra bit of stretch, left fingertips reach straight overhead. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale that arm back up. Exhale, you're going to bend your right knee to help you. Hands come down around the right foot. Shorten your stance, pyramid pose. Inhale, get some length, and then exhale, fold over the thigh. And it's really helpful in this pose to kind of put yourself up on blocks, especially if you have a lot of tightness back there. So what that looks like. And this is also a really great way to grow that flexibility. So if you can keep your chest long, you're going to be able to stretch a little more into those hamstrings. So just kind of using that space of the blocks. Good. And we're just going to keep on building this flow. So from this space, you're going to come forward, left hand plants, left leg lifts, revolves half moon. Lift your right arm up. We're going to call this an add-on flow today. Take one more breath. Good. Now plant the hand, bend the knees, find that curtsy, just a transition. Press down firm through that foot, and then come on up to your tree pose. So your expression. That foot can be above or below the knee, just mindful of that knee joint. Palms can be at heart center or up to the sky. Once you got your balance, take 3 more breaths. And life kind of feels a little unbalanced now these past days, so we're going to create some balance here on the mat using our breath. So go ahead and bring those palms back to heart center. And on the next breath in, you're going to extend those left toes to the back of the room. Find that airplane pose. So really working to square the hips. Take a breath here. Now keeping that outer hip nice and strong. On the exhale, you're going to come up, bend the knee. Inhale, kick the leg forward. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, lengthen. Let's take one more. Nice, steady right hip. And swing it through. Really nice. Now from here, go ahead and extend it back. Plant the hands, step the toes to the back of the mat. Drop the back knee, heel toe that foot over. Find a pigeon pose. Big breath in, chest lifts. And you can stay right here, breathing here. If you need a little more stretch, you're going to bend that left knee, reach back with the foot, and just pull it in. Release the foot, and then just coming right down into that stretch. Now, if you feel like you're kind of tipping over here into that right hip there, you can use your block and place it right underneath that sit bone. It's going to give you a little more height, take the compression out of the knee, but then allow you to feel that stretch right in the hip. So a couple more breaths there. All right, don't get too restful, still have a left side to go. Go ahead and come on up to the hands. You're going to step back to a plank pose and just breathe here. And again, you can stay here for those 3 breaths or take your vinyasa. We'll meet in that downward facing dog. And once you get there, just take a breath. Kind of shake out the head and the neck. And we'll even it out. So left leg lifts. Inhale. Bend the knee, open and stack. And a little dynamic flow here. So take that big breath in. On the exhale, knee to right elbow, big squeeze. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, big squeeze. Inhale to that 3-legged dog, get long, and then step your foot forward, that full expression crescent now. Inhale, arms lift, and again, find that grounded feeling into the ball of the back foot. On the exhale, lean forward, swing the arms, lightning bolt. In this lunge a little while longer. Really working those muscles, press down through the left heel Engage that back leg, press out through the heel, lifting the kneecap. Take 2 more breaths. Good. From here, pivot and plant the back heel, sky archer, straighten the front leg, side bending to the back of the mat. It's okay on the neck, you can tip the gaze up. Otherwise, you can take it down past the shoulder. 2 more breaths here. On the exhale, bend the knee, side angle, forearm to thigh. Right arm possibly sweeping up and over. And creating that nice long line of energy from that right heel all the way up the leg, the side body, out through the fingertips. So kind of just tracing the breath along that line. And then possibly wrapping the arm behind and then floating that left arm forward. Take 3 big deep breaths here. Stacking the shoulders. Beautiful. And then triangle pose. Straighten the leg. Bring that hand to shin, ankle, a block, and then reach the right arms up. So if you're using a block, this really kind of helps to bring the floor up a bit. You can just place that palm there, kind of helping to find that space all the way through the shoulders. Allowing for that nice side stretch. And then if you want to take that stretch a little deeper, you're going to bring those right fingertips up and over. Press through the outer edge of that back foot. Really create some length. And take 2 more. And now bend that left knee to help you. You're going to bring your hands around the left foot. Shorten your stance, pyramid pose. Again, sometimes it's helpful, especially if you have a lot of tightness, to bring the floor up. Take a big breath in, get that half lift, and then exhale, fold over that thigh. Now, tendency in this pose, especially if you have a lot of tightness, is for that hip to kind of pull forward, that left hip. So see if you can press it back, squaring the hips. And let's take 2 more here. And then right into that balancing sequence. So this time, you're going to carry your weight forward, right hand plants, right leg lifts, open and rotate to the left, engagement through that left heel. Strong, steady breath. Take 2 more. And then bend those knees, curtsy, just a transition. Inhale, press up to your tree pose, so finding your expression. And once you got your balance, again, maybe those arms lift. They can be at the hips for more balance, heart center, possibly lifting all the way up. All that attention to the mound of the big toe. Keep you nice and grounded. Take 1 more breath here. And then let's build a little balance in these bodies. So bring those palms through heart center. Really tuning into the breath, helping that to guide the movement. On the inhale, extend the right leg back. Now check in there. Find your stability. Full left footprint into the mat. Take that big breath in. On the exhale, find your balance. Bring that knee forward. Inhale, kick it forward possibly. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, back through center. Inhale, kick it forward. We're going to do 1 more. Inhale, get long. Exhale, come back. Inhale, kick it forward. Exhale, bend. I told a fib, 1 more. Inhale, get long. And then plant the hands, step the toes to the back of the mat, drop that knee, pigeon pose. Heel toe that left foot over. And again, finding a little bit of length here up on the hands. And then possibly you bend that right knee, reach back with the foot, for the foot, and then just pull it in. And release the foot, coming all the way down. We're going to take about 10 big deep breaths here. Good. Now from here, go ahead and come on up to the hands. And you're going to step back, this time to down dog. And just kind of shake that leg out if you need to. Take a breath or two here. Maybe those hips a little more even. And we're going to just work for a little bit longer. So on the breath in, go ahead and come forward to that plank pose. This plank pose, one of the foundations of our yoga practice. We build strength here. The balance of the breath. Good. And then from here, you're going to take your time. Keep those elbows tight, and you're just going to lower down slow. You can always set your knees down for this. You're going to lower down as slow as you can, coming all the way down to the mat. So use those exhales, maybe take 5 breaths. Nice work, you guys. Now, once you get down to your belly, for those of you hunched into weird spaces this past week, we're gonna help create some extension in our backs. 3 rounds of locust pose. So for this first round, we'll keep it nice and simple. You can keep the knuckles down for more support or lift through the hands. But on the breath in, go ahead and lift your feet, lift your chest. Reaching back through the fingers, helping the shoulder blades to glide down the back. And take 3 more breaths. Exhale, lower down, turn that chin the other way. Take a breath here. Now for this next one, you can take that same expression. If you want a little more space in the shoulders, interlace the hands behind the tailbone. And then on the breath in, lift the feet, lift the chest. Pressing back through the knuckles. And exhale, lower down. 1 more round to go. And we'll stretch it out. So for this last round, again, any one of those variations, if you can, bend the knees, grab the feet, and we'll really create some space. So on the next breath in, lift everything you can lift. Kick the hands into the feet into the hands, and just ride that breath. And exhale, lower down. Nice work, you guys. Bend the knees. Just kind of windshield wiper those feet. And we'll stretch it out for a little bit. So go ahead and release the legs down. And find a Sphinx pose. We're just going to take 5 breaths here. Just that gentle back bend. And go ahead and lower all the way down. And we'll get into the shoulders a little bit. So arms come out to the sides. And what you're going to do, you're going to You can, if you want more stretch, you're going to bring that right arm into cactus. Otherwise, out to a T, and you may have to adjust front to back depending on how much space you have here. But for now, you're just going to roll yourself onto that right side if you can. That leg can stay right where it is there. You can plant the sole of the foot. Kind of check in there for a breath. And then if it feels good to you, you can take that arm back and behind for just a little more rotation. And just coming back to that gentle rhythm of the breath, helping it ease into the stretch. And bring that left hand back in front. Roll onto your belly. Bring both hands under the shoulders. Press up to a cobra pose. One breath here. And coming on down, arms into a T, and we'll change sides. So rolling over. Maybe plant the sole of that right foot. Check in there. And then if available, taking that right arm behind. A few breaths here. So you can close the eyes. And just imagine those tight spaces unknitting. And go ahead and bring that right hand back to support. Come on over onto your belly. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale, press up. And then just bring those hips to table pose. And sink back to that child's pose. Just a breath or two here. Kind of create some length in the low back. Kind of rock from hip to hip. Taking a couple breaths from that stretch to each side. And then inhale back to table pose, and we'll stretch the front of the shoulder and the chest now. So coming into puppy dog pose, you're going to keep your hips nice and stacked right over the knees. And from here, you're going to kind of lift your tailbone as you lower the chest to the mat. And you can come down onto your chin or your forehead. Now if you really want to amp up that stretch a little, you can grab your blocks and you can bend the elbows. You're going to bend your elbows, kind of interlace the hands, and you can kind of just melt your heart down. So if you want to go for that expression, go for it. Otherwise, just that traditional space. And let's take 5 more breaths here. Each exhale, I'm just working to create a little more ease in the chest. Just tuning into that space between the shoulder blades. And with the mind's eye, kind of watching that space grow. And slowly, gently walk those hands back and press through that cat pose. Just kind of reset. Inhale, chest forward. And then from here, just coming through to seated. So you're going to extend your legs long in front. Kind of get the flesh away from the sit bones here. And take a big breath in, arms lift. On the exhale, come on forward. You're going to plant your hands beside you. So again, if you have a lot of tightness in the hamstrings, this might be as far as you get. You might even be back here. And that's okay. You can A couple of things, you can maybe soften the knees a bit. And then you're just going to draw back through the hands to kind of pull the chest forward. And then take a big breath in. If you have more space, you're just going to walk your chest forward till you feel resistance. Once you feel that resistance, that's when you tuck and round. The last thing to move is the head. And then just kind of resting those arms alongside you. Let's take 7 big deep breaths here. On your next breath in, just roll your spine up, and we're going to make our way all the way onto our backs. Take a block with you, and when you get there, hug the knees in. Take a few rocks from side to side, just massage that low back, and we're going to take a supported bridge pose here. So you're going to take your block, and your choice with how high you want the pose to be, how much of a back bend. So you can take it the shortest way or the tallest way, but just working to kind of get that block right underneath the pelvis for that nice support there. And once you got that space, kind of let the arms rest alongside you, possibly roll the palms open, and take a big breath in through the nose. Sigh it out the mouth. For about 10 gentle breaths. Let's just breathe here. From there, go ahead and lift the hips, remove the block. Once more, hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself that squeeze. Grab onto the outsides of the feet, happy baby. It's okay if maybe you get those shins, but just kind of drawing the legs back towards the armpits. You can always use a strap here across the feet too. That helps you to get a little bit of stretch. And then from that place, you're just going to draw your big toes together. So coming into this reclining child's pose. And just allowing the shoulders to soften. You can kind of feel the small of the back, the waist soften into the mat. Feel those thighs kind of release a little bit more. Unglue the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Let's take 5 more easy, gentle breaths. From here, again, just draw those knees towards the rib cage, big stretch. And then just releasing the heels to the corners of the mat, finding that restful place. And kind of rock that pelvis to a good spot. Unhook the shoulder blades. Palms roll open. Take a big deep breath in through the nose. And softly release. And take rest. Enjoy your rest. So you guys can take as long as you need here. You can press that pause button, and when you're ready, come back. But for now, go ahead and wiggle the fingers and the toes. And take that big breath in, stretch your arms overhead. Feel all the way to the feet. And hug the knees in, give them a nice big squeeze. And just fall over to whichever side feels natural, that fetal posture. And just take a moment, notice how you feel. And then pressing your way up, comfortable seat. And one last big deep breath together. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, palms to heart center. Thanks so much to each of you for practicing with me. I hope you're all doing well. Namaste.